is brought to you by Head Start Basketball.
Hello and welcome to the 85th edition of the Coach's Corner Roundtable on the Hoopheads podcast. Each episode of the Coach's Corner Roundtable will feature our all-star lineup of guests answering a single basketball question. A new Coach's Corner Roundtable will drop around the 15th of each month. January's Roundtable question is, what's the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss but drives you crazy in a good or bad way? Our coaching lineup this month includes Jake Boyd from Luther College, Stephen Halstead from Grace College, Joe Harris from Lake Chelan High School, Dave Hixon, retired from Amherst College, Ron King from Putnam Valley High School, Mike Koehler from Elkhart Lake High School, Bob Krizancic from Menor High School, Dave McGreal from Penn State Altoona, Josh Merkel from Randolph Macon College, Michael Rejniak from We Are D3, and Don Showalter from USA Basketball. Please enjoy this roundtable episode of the Hoopheads podcast, and once you're finished listening, please give the show a 5-star rating and review after you subscribe on your favorite podcast app. Be sure to follow us on Twitter and Instagram at HoopheadsPod for the latest updates on episodes, guests, and events from the Hoopheads Pod. Hey Hoopheads, I wanted to take a minute to shout out our partners and friends at Dr. Dish Basketball. Their Dr. Dish shooting machines are undoubtedly the most advanced and user-friendly machines on the market. Learn more at drdishbasketball.com and follow their incredible content at Dr. Dish B-Ball on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. Mention the Hoopheads podcast and save an extra $300 on the Dr. Dish Rebel, All-Star, and CT models. Visit drdishbasketball.com for details. That's a great deal, Hoopheads. Get your Dr. Dish shooting machine today.
Hey, this is Tuck Taylor with Neuro Beast, and you're listening to Hoopheads Podcast.
Coaches, you've got a game plan for your team, but do you have one for your money? That's where Wealth for Coaches comes in. Each week, we'll deliver simple, no-fluff financial tips made just for coaches. Whether you're getting paid for camps, training sessions, or a full season, Wealth for Coaches helps you track it, save it, and grow it. It's time to stop guessing and start building. Subscribe now at wealthforcoaches.beehive.com/subscribe and follow us on Twitter at wealthforcoaches for daily money wins. Your money needs a coach. Start with Wealth for Coaches. Let's hear from our panel about the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss but drives them crazy in a good or bad way. Jake Boyd from Luther College.
This is Jake Boyd from Luther College answering this month's roundtable question. What's the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss but drives you crazy in a good or bad way? Well, the detail that drives me crazy in a bad way, being the coach of our defense, is probably an egregious scout error, like flying by a poor shooter or guarding a known action incorrectly that might be lost on someone in the stands. One detail that drives me crazy in a good way, I suppose, is when a guy sets a screen and gets a bucket for himself or his teammate. Not often the most exciting part of the game, but unbelievably valuable to most teams' success. Thanks for having me, guys. Always enjoy it.
Stephen Halstead from Grace College.
Hey, this is Stephen Halstead from Grace College, tuning in for the Hoopheads Roundtable number 85. And the question this week that Mike put out was, what's the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss but drives you crazy in a good or bad way? And this question, it took me a second to actually sit down and think about it for a little bit. And I think maybe the smallest detail that maybe fans miss throughout the game is just how much time and effort that the coaches put into investing in the players, whether that's trying to get better at their craft of being a better coach and learning more. Also just being able to invest all the time and getting to know them relationally. And I think sometimes in the heat of the moment in a game, you get so caught up in what's happening, this, that, or you're so upset. And it's just the range of emotions that sometimes they forget how much time and effort goes into just coaching and how much you dedicate to your craft.
Joe Harris, Lake Chelan High School, Lake Chelan, Washington.
Hello, Hoopheads. This is Joe Harris from Chelan, Washington, with this month's roundtable question. What's the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss but drives you crazy as a coach? For me, probably the most frustrating and often missed detail is poor or lack of defensive effort. While many fans focus on scoring and star players, to me, a lack of hustle to get back on defense or to close out on a shooter or the rotation to help a teammate out just drives me crazy as a coach. The lack of effort that is shown by giving up an offensive rebound on free throws or not hustling back defensively can give up easy points and fundamentally really undermines your team's success. Hope this is something that can help you in your planning, and best of luck to all the coaches out there as you prepare your teams for success. Thanks again for having me on.
Dave Hixon, Basketball Hall of Famer from Amherst College.
Hello, Hoopheads. Dave Hixon here from sunny Florida. First of all, I just want to say what a great season it's been so far watching streaming games on D3 Hoops. Some great games going on out there, and so it's really been fun. Thank you for all of you still involved in the game. This month's question, I think the part that I read and took to heart the most was that just really drives me crazy. And it's a little thing. I think it's a big thing for me. It's my players would tell you it's a big thing, is that at the end of the game in particular, when a kid rolls the ball and gets all the way up to midcourt before the clock starts, before he picks it up, to me is nonsensical and just drives me crazy. I think that, most people don't pay attention to it, but I got to tell you, you got to pick guys up early. You got to make them use the clock a little bit. The difference between having a full 30-second or 25-second clock when you get into your offense versus 20 or even 18 by just putting a little pressure on the ball, but certainly not letting them roll the ball up. And so it's a little thing. Most people ignore it. Absolutely drives me freaking crazy. And so that was the first thing that came to mind. There's a lot of things, but that's the one that came to mind. Thanks again for all you guys do.
Ron King from Putnam Valley High School in New York and Kings basketball.
This is Aronde King, better known as Coach King, founder of Kings Basketball NY and Varsity Boys head coach at Putnam Valley High School. And today's round table question is, what is the smallest detail in a game that fans miss but that drives you crazy, good or bad? For me, that's the easy one. That's talking. When my players aren't talking, it drives me crazy. Now, fans may hear when my players are talking, but when they don't talk, the fans don't think anything of it. I mean, think about it. You never hear a crowd chanting, "We want talking, we want talking," or you never hear cheerleaders cheering for talking. Talk more guys, so you never hear about talking. But that's the one thing fans miss when the players don't talk. They don't think anything of it, but drives me crazy when my players don't.
Mike Koehler from Elkhart Lake High School in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin.
This is Mike Koehler at Elkhart Lake High School in Wisconsin. What's the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss, but drives you crazy as a coach in a good or bad way? It seems to me that fans generally pay attention to what happens in a basketball game versus what does not happen in a basketball game. And sometimes it's the things that do not happen that have a great impact on the outcome of a game. The one player who did not know the play, and because of that, the spacing is off, the player who may have missed a box out, the player who does not crash for a rebound, a player who doesn't sprint in offensive or defensive transition. These are the things I pay attention to as a coach, but may not be on the radar screen of a casual fan.
Give with Hoops is the first platform turning basketball analytics into fundraising impact. Every stat tells a story, and now every story drives sponsorship, engagement, and team growth. Programs nationwide are transforming basketball stats into funding power. Learn to use performance data to attract sponsors, engage fans, and raise more with every play. Give with Hoops will help you raise 3 times more money for your program as their stat-based pledges consistently outperform traditional fundraisers. Visit givewithhoops.com/hoop-heads-podcast to learn more and take your fundraising to the next level. Give with Hoops. Bob Krizancic, Mentor High School, Mentor, Ohio.
Coach K, Mentor High School, the smallest detail, but one of the most important in our program is setting the pick and then using the V-cut to come off it really tight. Because if we do execute that, we have a major mismatch. We do this in our offense, in OBs, and even on the press, and we always try to get that guard to big and big to guard mismatch. So really executing the pick and coming off it is absolutely huge, even though it seems like a very small detail. Best of luck.
David McGreal from Penn State, Altoona.
Hey, Hoopheads of Nation. Coach McGreal, Penn State, Altoona. Back at you, man. Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a good holiday. Question today regarding the smallest things that fans don't see that drives a coach crazy. Mine's easy because I think it happens almost every game. And I don't know if there's any coaches out there to feel my pain on this one, but, when we're in a timeout, and coach draws up what he thinks is going to be, a really good play and tries to do a good job executing. And then the guys go out there and, don't execute the way it looks and, leads to a turnover or not a very good shot. So that drives me crazy on that end. But, I am guilty as well of calling a timeout and not giving the team the right preparation going out either. So that's one thing I'm glad the fans may not see. So, but yeah, that's one I just think kind of gets coaches. I know me, especially that, spend time in a timeout, work on special situations and it kind of they go out there and look like they don't know what they're doing sometimes. Sometimes that has to do with the defense. Don't get me wrong. But, other times it's just, guys, go from the sideline to the court and, I guess forget which X they were on the draw up board there. So hope everybody continues to have a good new year. Wish everybody the best. Coach McGreal, Hoophead Nation, good to talk again. Hope you're doing well.
Josh Merkel, Randolph, Macon College.
Mike, hope all is well and hope you can hear me. The 2 things that I think of most, attention to detail or little things on game days, are when a player comes out, going all the way down the bench, shaking everybody's hand. You're honoring those guys by doing that, and then coming back up to the front of the bench to get any instruction from the staff. But going all the way down first and then coming back, and then huddling on free throws, just making sure that get a quick huddle, get regrouped. Those are things that would drive me crazy that maybe not everybody's paying attention to. Hope you're great. See you.
Michael Rejniak, Coach Reg from NCSA and We Are D3 TBT.
Hey, Hoopheads. This is Coach Reg of We Are D3 and Prep Hoops. And my answer to this month's roundtable question, what's the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss but drives you crazy in a good or bad way? I think I'll give a couple. One is the different types of screen coverages that go on during a game based on the tempo of the game versus personnel, etc. You can get really intricate, and these college and pro coaches are, whether they're icing, doubling, hedging, flat hedge, hard hedge, soft hedge. I always find that very intricate and appreciate it as a coach, but the casual fan might miss. And then kind of along those same lines is as you step up in level with the colleges and pros, et cetera, whether it be overseas, but also just how intricate these offenses are. it's not just a ball screen, but what is going on off the ball, how the cuts are read. It's very intricate that often gets overlooked, and people are just looking at what action is happening on the ball. So it's really just how intricate the game of basketball really is versus what the casual fan is watching. Take care and hope everybody's well, and much blessings in this new year.
Don Showalter, USA Basketball.
Hi, Don Showalter here from USA Basketball. What is the smallest detail in a game that most fans miss but drives me crazy in a good or bad way? Great question. First of all, I think the lack of knowing how the basket occurred. And this goes into people not seeing the assist or also not seeing the hockey assist, which is the assist pass that leads to the assist. People just watch and see the basket, but they don't see how the basket occurred. I think that drives me really crazy because I always try and make a point of recognizing that those passes. The second thing I think that really drives me nuts is how good a defender can stop the ball. And people don't recognize that that is a very difficult thing to do if you're guarding the ball and be able to stop that person from driving to the basket. Thanks.
Thanks for checking out this month's Coach's Corner Roundtable on the Hoopheads podcast. We'll be back next month with another question for our all-star lineup of guests. Your first impression is everything when applying for a new coaching job. A professional coaching portfolio is the tool that highlights your coaching achievements and philosophies, and most of all, helps separate you and your abilities from the other applicants. The Coaching Portfolio Guide is an instructional, membership-based website that helps you develop a personalized portfolio. Each section of the Portfolio Guide provides detailed instructions on how to organize your portfolio in a professional manner. The guide also provides sample documents for each section of your portfolio that you can copy, modify, and add to your personal portfolio. As a Hoopheads Pod listener, you can get your Coaching Portfolio Guide for just $25. Visit coachingportfolioguide.com/hoopheads to learn more.
Thanks for listening to the Hoopheads podcast, presented by Head Start Basketball.